Hey YouTube, I wanted to do a video today on setting up my Sun. I bought a 404B to add to my 125 gallon Cichlid tank, and I have a FX6 on that right now. It's running just the stock foam um, I have some Chemi Pure Blue in the top, and then in the inside um, I've got a bunch of regular bio media, kind of like this stuff right here. It's just some, I'm not even sure like what brand it is, but I have that stuff running in there and it's been doing really well. So I decided to buy a Sun filter just to add to it, just for supplemental filtration. So I kind of just wanted to go through setting it up. I know there's a lot of videos on this, but I guess the big reason why I'm doing this is I'm just trying to find out what people's thoughts are on running and setting up two canister filters. So I have the FX6 and then I have this 404B, and I'm just trying to get some ideas on like how do people set them up inside their tank, like if it really matters for current and flow of the tank and things like that. But so what I did was I got this idea off of a guy on YouTube. I wish I remembered what his name was. I'll have to look it up later, but he mentioned that he got these Marine Land size X filters, foam filters, which is this. It's a coarse pad because the Sun doesn't come with one. And then he mentioned, hey, if you just do a cardboard cutout of one of the white filters that come with the Sun, do a cardboard cutout, and then this thing almost lines up perfectly. If you see that, it's just a little bit bigger, so I just cut it out and I made that my very bottom tray. So that was a really good idea. I gotta find his name. I want to add it. So that was a super good idea, because later on you can add that to it. So anyway, I thought I'd mention that. I'm gonna get this out of here, and then I'm gonna end up using all of this stuff, I think. So I'm gonna rinse all this out really well. I've got a whole bag of this. This was super cheap on eBay. I think I paid like $13 for like a 5-pound bag of these. You can see they're pretty tiny, but I've been running these and they're fine. They don't break or anything like that. They're just some standard like ceramic rings. So anyway, I'm gonna rinse those out and then we'll start setting this up. I found another set of ceramic rings, and I think these are the rings that are for like a secondary type of filtration. So they're not like bio rings because they're a little bit bigger. But I'm just going to put those in the very bottom. Everybody's seen how to put those into the very base, make a single layer. I'm going to add some more in there, but I just had these randomly sitting around, so I think all the other guys show how to put these in the bottom, like Benno Chart and Adam C and all those guys, Pong Guru, I think all those guys. So I'm just going to add a couple more in the base for a single layer, but I had those randomly, so that'll be good to help break up the stuff in the bottom. Okay, so I put a coarse pad into the very bottom, since the Sun didn't come with one, and I used that Marine Land right size number X, or letter X. And it's this right here, was like a bigger one, but I just used the little template that I used with the cardboard. Whoop. Use a little cardboard cutout, lined it up on here, trimmed everything, and then I'm going to tuck it all in. So I'm just kind of giving these a quick rinse. I had a sink and then the wife came and put a pot in there. So now it's soaking. Alright, so we'll rinse that rascal off. And I'll rinse this one out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go double. This is really just a supplemental filter too. I'm just going to use it for put some more polishing pads in and some more bio. I already have the Chemi Pure Blue in my FX6, which I get this 6-pack right here from Jay Wilson's website. I get all my food and stuff from them too, but anyway, buy the 6-pack. It's totally worth it, especially if you're going to be using it for your Cichlid tank. So I'm going to add this other one in right there. It actually fits really well. There we go. So the handle's down. That's like going to give me 2 course pads on the very bottom. And then my next tray, I used 2. They came with a couple white pads. So, and they're kind of like a medium type fill. So I'm going to do 2 of those. So those are like medium. And then I have the poly fill, which everybody talks about, right? On YouTube, you can find it. You get a whole bunch of batting. Like I got a whole roll right here. You know, Walmart was like $6 or something. So I'll do that for my second tray. We'll stack these up. And then my third tray, so I had all this random bag of media right here. And I rinsed it all out with hot water so it's not all sandy and, you know, gonna be blowing around inside the tank. So I think I'm just gonna split this pile up between my third tray and then the very top tray. That way it's just extra bio. All right, we'll get it set up. All right, so I've got, see the little sticker down on the bottom? That's telling you which way to put the circle, because that's where the UV light goes. And I have a couple little knickknacks down there. It'll break up the water flow, and a bunch of guys talk about that too. But we'll set that one down. There's all my thick padding. And then here I've got the 2 medium pads with this batting. So it's just going to be like basically like a kind of just a polishing setup that I'm doing really. This is just going to be some extra bio. So I know there's not a ton in there just because I ran out. Basically I don't have enough. These trays are really big, so that's a good thing too. But I just split that bio up between those 2. And I'm just going to make sure everything's seated down properly and then put the top on. Okay, I got all the media inside the Sun Fluoro 4B. And then I assembled these with the photo because otherwise it's kind of a mess on trying to figure out what goes where. So I just measured this against the intake against my tank and then hooked up the hoses. These take a little while to get on, but you'll get it. What I did was I screwed this off all the way to where I could see the threads, and then I pushed the tube up over this edge up against the threads, and then I tightened this down. That way it should make a really good seal. And then I don't have a spray bar on my tank. You'll see when we get there, but I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna aim it up, I think, towards the top of the water, so maybe it'll create some more agitation and add some more oxygen into the tank and just give it some different type of flow. Okay guys, I got all the filtration or all the media put inside of the Sun. This is the 404B. I sprinkled a little bit of Safe. I just sprinkled it into the top before I filled it up with my tap water, and I filled it up just to that black tray. And then plugged everything in. It primed right away. That was really simple, and it's working really good. So, oh, that's bad glare. But this is the first time I've used a spray bar, and I have it kind of pointed up towards the surface. We can't see anything back there because I got a black background. But it's pretty nice. I have the spray bar pointed up towards the top, so we got some surface agitation, which is working out really well. Bad reflection on everybody, but it's the middle of the day. And then I'll show you the rest of down here. So here's my FX6. So I have this running. I have an intake on the left side, and then the outtake is kind of right here in the middle. And then on the Sun, I have the same thing. That the intake is on this far right side, and the outtake is the spray bar. I have it across the back, kind of near the surface, so it's spraying towards the top. Give me some surface agitation. So the big thing is that this is just kind of a supplemental filter. I just have, again, just that biomedia and the sponges, coarse sponges from the bottom up to fine towards the top, and then the biomedia up on top. since it runs from the bottom up. The FX6, I have it set up opposite because it runs from the top down. So it's got the coarse sponges on top into my biomedia in the center, and then the bottom tray is my chemical, the what is that? The ChemiPure Blue. So that's kind of the setup right here, and I'll get back later with an update when I don't have such bad glare from my windows. I'll give you guys an update on the fish. They're all getting big and happy and healthy, so I'll check you guys later. Alright guys, so we're back. We're just going to kind of wrap this video up. I got a lot of the glare off of the tank, so now you can actually see everybody. And I got the sun all connected, and everybody's looking pretty happy. So the big thing, I guess, if anybody wants to comment, is if you have two filters on your cichlid tank, what types of filtration, like the media, that do you use? Or do you have them set up the same? Do you have them set up differently? I'm just trying to get an, oh, that's the freshwater tank. My son's filming, so that's the freshwater. Those are the angelfish, and then I have a little grow out tank right here for the little guys, so they'll get bigger. But yeah, the big thing was just what type of media do you guys use if you run two separate tanks or two separate filters, or do you just make them the same, or do you make them different if you run two canister type filters? You can see there now, you can see this, I got the spray bar set up on the top, and it's making some really good wave at the top. Give them a lot of good motion at the top of the water. Yep. And then the FX6 is up on this side. You can see my outtake is right there. Yeah. So another thing that we noticed is I'd never had plants in here before, and I added some of these silk plants. I mean, I know you can put some anubias and things like that. I mean, and I have pool filter sand down here, so I know you could run some anubias and that would work. The fish won't eat it, but I got some silk plants, and it's funny, the fish seem to really like being in there.
It's beautiful.
It's funny, they all seem to kind of hang out a little bit. Let's see, there's a couple guys back here. You know, they really like going into the plants, and I'm really surprised. But anyway, this is just a quick look at the 125. It's my mixed tank. Everybody's doing really well. I'm glad I got that sun on here. I'm kind of hoping just I'm hoping the sun will just kind of help keep everything polished, and it's just supplemental, just to add some more bio and everything. So anyway, let me know what you guys run on your tanks. If you guys run, what you guys run for your canister filters, and what type of media you have, or if they're both set up the same. Alright guys, thanks for watching.